If you're interested in raising chickens, maybe around the winter time you're a little nervous about if you can keep them alive, well, definitely stick along. I have some raising chicken tips for you, especially for the winter time. How's it going, everybody? Adam here from Maple Monkey Homestead. Hopefully you're having a blessed day. Had a Merry Christmas. We're coming up into the new year, and have a happy start of the new year. We are getting back into the swing of things, trying to get some New Year's resolutions onto the go with some videos out into the chicken coop right now. And if you gather anything from the intro, it's going to be a chicken video. We have learned so much already from raising these chickens here, and want to share some tips and tricks with y'all if you are interested in getting your own chickens. We'll be talking about cost analysis, getting your coop built, stuff that you definitely need to do for the coop inside and outside, runs, what to expect with eggs, all that good stuff. Definitely stick along. We're getting into it. Have to change out their bedding. There might be some eggs in there. Who knows? So let's give you a rundown. I'll show you all the chickens and what we're working with. So overall, we have 8 chickens here, all brown layers. Got to give them some food here in the next little bit. But those are just what we're giving them for food right now. They're containers, so nothing special there. This is outside in their run, all enclosed in with chicken wire. We still have to put the actual roof on up here, but we got it all enclosed in with Tyvek, so it's all windproof. Good thing about this chicken coop is literally, as you see over here, it's literally built with all pallets. So this door was a reclaimed door that absolutely works perfect for it. So the tops are open, and I'll get onto the why the tops are open here in a second. So we'll come on the inside. We have just a lock over here to keep the door shut, and we'll come on in here. And this is the girls' house. This is what we're going to be getting into here. I have to change out all of their shavings in here. This is the ladder to get up onto their nesting boxes. And this is their roosting area. So obviously for the 8 of them, it's a good enough room for them, which is absolutely perfect. Different key features that you're going to want in your chicken coop as well. I would recommend definitely having some nesting boxes. That's like you see here behind me. We're going to be doing some work to those today. I have some plastic that I want to be laying down on the inside to help with drafts. Definitely have to get for a roosting area as well over here. That's what I'm trying to get out, and gonna have to have ways to get up to those. One of the key features that you're gonna want to put into your chicken coop is what is called a roosting area. So this over here, how they get up to there, they could either fly up there, or like you see this one's doing, giving us an example. It's perfect. It's going up through there and then into their nesting box, and then they'll go up onto their roosting area over here. So they go into their roosting area. Look at that, they're all going up there now. They go into their roosting area because chickens naturally, they want something to hold on to that's high up off the ground. They don't naturally sit on the ground at nighttime. They go up onto their roosting area to get away from predators. So this is where they'll sit at night. They'll all be huddled around in this corner, and that's why all of the droppings are down in this corner over here. So definitely going to have to put in mind how you're going to set up your roosting area. Look, they don't know what we're doing. They're all going up there. Again, I'll explain this area over here probably next. But I just put some sticks up there, screwed them all together, played with it a little bit. I'm still going to put another one of these 1x6 platforms from here over here, because I can fit 4 of them on this one, and then I'll fit the other 4 on this one when it comes time for like really cold nights. What I'll do is I'll come out here and I'll literally pick them up. If there's like one here, one here, one here, I'll literally shuffle them over, I'll pick them up, and I'll put them all close together so they can get the body heat of all each other. Next area that you're definitely going to want to have is some nesting areas. I'll do an outside expansion of this from the outside of what it looks like. But as you see here, we have quite a bit of eggs there from the other day. We went away for the Christmas time, and we went away for 3 days. And over in this corner here, there was 22 eggs. So what do we got there? We got 2, 4, 6. We got 8 eggs there right now. Chickens are nesting up into the nesting boxes right here. I'll also find them nesting into this corner right here. So what I figure is they like this area because it has those 2 walls there, and they like to be fully almost enclosed into the nesting areas for when they're laying their eggs. Same with down here, it has the 2 walls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave an area here for them to walk on, and I'm going to put maybe just some cardboard or some other things so they each individually have their own nesting area over there. Another key feature that I've noticed for the nesting area, you see them all here, they're all getting huddled up there, keep climbing up there and do that. So all day, if it's really cold, all 8 of them, they'll be in here. And I figure that'll be because it's one of the tightest areas in here. There's no draft, and they'll be able to get all of the body heat from each individual chicken and kind of keep warm in there. So I figure since that's coming up and the coldest days are still yet to hit, we've hit probably about a -20 in around their day, and they're fine. But what I want to do is we're going to seal up a little bit more of these drafts. We're going to have to leave a couple of them open, and I'll get into that, like I say, in a minute here. But I'm going to put some vapor barrier all in around here, and we'll get all of this filled in with new sawdust, and then that way in here it will be 100% draft free. So up here, like I say, is the only area I left open for ventilation. Max, what are you doing? Is this your chickens? Max is really good with the chickens. He's literally their protector. Loves coming out here with them. And so we call him Max's harem of chickens there. So I got open, and I'll get on to why I left these open for ventilation. Chickens actually have a natural body temperature of around 106 degrees. Still have to finish off the roof over here. It got a little bit of wetness there, as you see, but it doesn't leak on them, so it just, you know, slowly seeps down from through the tarp, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, squirrel. So chickens, they have a natural temperature of 106 degrees. So when they are all together inside the coop, they will emit temperature coming off of them. They will emit heat, which turns into moisture, vapors and such. So if your coop is 100% enclosed and all airtight and doesn't have any source of ventilation, it'll create condensation on the chickens, and on really cold nights they'll freeze. So we don't want that to happen, so I left the tops open over there. On the other side we have Tyvek. No draft gets in here, only through the ventilation up top there. So that's absolutely wonderful. Like I say, we've had days where it's been -20, and all 8 of them are fine. So I just want to do that extra little bit of insulation here on the walls as well. What you could do is insulate the walls and insulate everything else, leave your tops open or put a vent on the roof, all kinds of different ways. But that kind of leads into my my next point that I'm going to make about your coop as well, and about your chickens. Max? So this goes into the cost analysis portion of the video. It depends on how you do your chickens and how you raise your eggs and all that, how you build your coop. We built this coop. It pretty much only cost us about $50. All that we paid for is the chicken wire around the run, and that goes around the chicken coop as well for predator proof, which is definitely a key essential as well. First night we had a squirrel. We had a squirrel attack. No, we had a fox attack, and it actually got one of the chickens on the foot. Her name is Gimpy Gertie because she has a little bit of a knuckle on her foot now. You can probably hear them in the background. But yeah, so that goes into cost analysis. So if you want to actually get a return on your investment out of the chickens, keep in mind the cost that goes into the coop and what you're going to be using the coop for. Because I've seen people that, you know, they spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a chicken coop, and if you look at it in that sense, you're going to have to sell a whole heap ton of eggs. You're going to have to, you know, you're going to be in it for quite a while to get that, you know, $5 grand out of your coop. not to mention, you know, your monthly expenditures with food as well. So all that has to go into consideration. Chicken, I'm trying to do a video over here. Excuse me. I don't know. Yeah, you know, you can't be scratching over here. Chicken scratch, looking for stuff. So that's just what it's doing. So yeah, you have to look into the cost expenditure of everything. For us, we figured, since we only paid about 50 bucks, they're out coming out here running 50 bucks for the coop, for the chicken wire. We're into it it's about 20 bucks a month for feed, and our chickens, I think they were like $8 to $10 each when we bought them. So if you figure all that together, 8 chickens, let's say at $10, that's $80, $50 for the coop. That's $130, and another $20 for the first month of feed. We're into it $150 for the first month. We've already passed that point with money in return. We've had dozens and dozens of eggs. So if you figure, you know, even at $4 a dozen, you'd have to sell to cost your feed, which is $20, you know, 4 or 5 eggs, cartons of eggs a month to offset that cost of feed. So for us, it would be totally viable. And we've had our chickens, what, 6, 7, 8 months now, and we've into the hundreds of dozens, no, not hundreds of dozens, hundreds of eggs, multiple dozens, I would say. I don't even know, but we've given away cartons and cartons. There's times where we have 7 dozen on the counter at a time. So for us, it makes sense to us, for it saves us money is what I'm trying to say. But we've planned it out that way where it saves us money. I'm kind of getting onto a ramble. I'm trying to get my thoughts in order while I'm trying to do this as well. But it all just depends on how much money you're going to put into things up front to get the cost analysis and reaping the rewards, you know, for it to be, you know, oh, is it going to be worth my while to get chickens and to put this money into it, as opposed to just going out and buying it from the superstore. Now you also have to think of, you know, these are going to be a lot cleaner eggs, a lot healthier eggs. So, you know, if you're into the homesteading like we are, you're going to want to try to save as much money as possible. And we're into the area now that pretty much whatever we decide to sell from the chickens is all profit, because we've already made the $150 plus the $20 every month for feed. We've made that all back in the eggs that they've given us. So, and that's in the first 6 months. So, like I say, it all depends on what your plan is, and how you build things, the money you put into it versus the money you get out of it. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well. So yeah, just cleaning their coop here, and that all runs into keeping the chickens clean. They are going to do a lot of scratching at this time of the year in the winter, because they're going to be cooped up. They don't really like the snow, so that's going to be running in part with keeping their feet healthy, which entail keeps a lot of problems away from them. If you notice, if you have chickens, or if you're looking to get chickens, they have scales on their feet almost, and mites can get under those. They can get mites in their skin, under their feathers, and all of that as well. So different ways to remedy that is just keeping a clean coop, trying to have different areas where they're gonna crap, so to speak. So usually when they're in their roosting area, which I showed you before, they're usually going to crap when they sleep. So over in this corner, as you see over here, is the area where it's going to be the messiest. But it's good because it keeps it away from where the eggs are in their nesting boxes, and where their feed, and where they might do some scratching at down here as well. So just keep that in mind. Try to have a certain area where it's going to be the most messiest, and that's typically going to be the roosting area, because they're just going to be plopping and sitting, and it's just going to be sitting where they fall, kind of thing. So I really say, coming into winter, that chickens slow down their laying. We first started off with 4, and now we have 8. We got those extra 4 because figured that they would stop laying in the wintertime. Well, go figure, they haven't stopped laying. And I think a reason that is because we're feeding them so well, we're treating them so well. They still have a high protein diet. They're a little bit more in their coop now, but usually they're free range, the whole yard, the whole woods, everything like that. So it's kind of we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It's a blessing in disguise. They haven't stopped laying. We're getting 7 eggs a day out of the 8 chickens. And I mean, it's good and it's bad. So now we have all these eggs that we got to figure out what to do with. But just keep that in mind. If you figure the chickens are going to stop laying in the winter, that sometimes is not the case. Cut. Yeah. I should only have to clean out this corner here, so that's the good thing. Yeah, that's the good thing. And the good thing about this is also, I mean, the shavings aren't really the best idea because it adds a little bit of acidity to the soil, but there's a way to get around that. We do all of the gardening here at the homestead. You know, this year we're trying to go for no grocery store. So the good thing about this is we've already added some onto the garden beds to season throughout the winter. But what we'll do with this is we'll put it onto the compost pile, and we'll let it season itself into the compost pile. And once in turn, you know, it's just another thing that that you can reuse at the homestead. We feed all the chickens kitchen scraps, the scraps from the garden, all kinds of different things. So everything kind of gets recycled, reused. We feed the shells of the chickens actually back to them. If you're noticing egg deficiencies, it's a calcium problem, so your chickens need a little bit more calcium. So just crush up their eggs away from them so they don't start pecking them. Crush up their eggs, put it back into their food. That'll give them some calcium. Another way is get like clam shells, oyster shells, any really seafood shells, crush it up, put it in their food, and that'll give them an extra source of calcium for strengthening their eggs as well. Are these your chickens? Yeah? Are these your chickens? Yeah? Go on up. Oh. What's up there? What's up there? Oh, is that the eggs? Is that the eggs? I know, chickens. I know. Oh, that smells so good. So good. Oh, here we go. That's for the bottom. And then we'll put the other one up there when we do that. So here's the outside of the chicken coop right here. Pallet fence and an old fence that we got for free. Still have to do a bit of work to it, but it looks great coming up into the chicken coop. And all this is all pallets, pallets. The only thing we paid for was the chicken wire, like I mentioned earlier. And then the nesting boxes are back there. I'll go around back and I'll show you. Hello, yes, hello. I know you guys want some food. Yeah. So two pallets wide. Comes around in the back. And there is the nesting boxes right there. So overall, it's nothing fancy. Chicken wire all the way around it, as you see, and then there's the pallet or the fence right there. So it's nothing fancy, and it, you know, like I say, it only cost us what it cost us for the chicken wire. So all in all, like I say, the chicken wire was around $50. Another key point that I want to make If you're raising chickens, especially, especially in the winter, because otherwise it wouldn't matter, and you're thinking about getting them a supplementary heat source, you may want to think about it. It depends on how your coop's designed and a couple other things, but mainly, I mentioned earlier, chickens keep a temperature of around 106 degrees. So when you add in a supplementary heat source more than a degree or two, it's going to mess with the chicken's internal temperatures. So let's say if something happens and they don't have that light, or they're away, or something happens, let's say, in the vast realm of things that can happen, and that light goes out, the chickens are going to be so used to it, they're not going to be able to regulate their internal temperatures. So it's going to screw them up if it comes to a cold day, or if anything happens to that light. So you may want to rethink that. Just throwing that out there as a cautionary tip as well. Coming up into the coop again. Looking great, smelling great. Chickens are already doing some scratching. Laid down some vapor barrier and just stapled down the old bedding bags. Next order of business, I'll just get that all covered in bedding again, and the chickens will be off to the races and running. Hey, isn't that how that works? Let's see if Gertie's here somewhere. She has an old hobbly foot, call her Gimpy Gertie. That's the one that got attacked. If you're a long-time subscriber, you know that that the very first night there, a fox got in over, it was literally right over here where when you didn't have the chicken wire on, and grabbed her by the foot. So I came out here one night in my skivvies, and I was just banging on the trees and yelling to scoot it along, and by the grace of God it did. Where are you, Gertie? Is that you right over there? No, is that Gertie? I can't tell. I can't tell which one it is. I think it's this one. Oh yeah, there she is. Hey, Gertie. Want to show the viewers your foot? It's her left. Oh no, it's her left foot over there. It's got a big old knuckle on it. Happy and healthy chickens, eh? All right, gotta go get them some food. Well, y'all, that's all I really can think about for the chicken videos. I'm not really sure what else comes to mind. I'm gonna fill in the rest of the area over there with the other bedding that I have over there. And as they say, Bob's your uncle. Yeah, if you guys have any chickens and have been raising chickens, what are some of your tips? What are some tips that I've missed, or some things that maybe you've noticed that haven't noticed, and things of that nature? If you are into the chicken territory, we're probably going to get into Meat Kings next year, maybe a couple turkeys. We'll see what the future has entailed. Muchly appreciate y'all stopping by. Be sure to subscribe, like the video. That really helps me out, getting this video out to a lot more people. God bless y'all, and we'll see you in the next episode. Got some fun and exciting ones coming up here soon. Cheers, y'all. Keep that stick on the ice. There is no failure. You just got to keep on trucking ahead forwards. Forwards. God bless from the chicken coop, y'all. Woo! Peace. Oh, you're still here, are you? Oh, perfect. Got some more tips for you. Just getting ready to do some feed. This is some of the feed that we do. They're a little bit more heavier on the feed in the wintertime, like I mentioned earlier. Checking out the new coop. Got a couple different things I'm just want to test around. So I put a box in there. I want to see if somebody will lay some eggs in there. And I got a couple different partitions up. Some gals are checking it out. All right, so I'll feed these gals. Whoa, 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 ladies. Whoa, they're going crazy already. They're hungry. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. There. So we got them fed. And we see these here. So if you're ever coming to the time where it's feeding, when you first get your chickens, give them a familiar noise. So what I do when we first got them is every time that I fed them, I'd make this noise. Every time I fed them, I'd make that noise. Bang those two tins together. Do that for a little bit. It recognizes them with the sound to food. So they literally could be out in the yard free ranging, and I'll be banging them. Do that for a little bit, and they'll come running out from wherever they are because they associate that with food. Eh? Isn't that right? So there's one tip. Makes your life so much easier. Noise association for food. And the other one is if you're doing free range, I'll just set those right there for now, is get something like this. is this. It's literally just a marker. I have a blue bag on it right now. It will work. Best to get a black bag. And what you do is, if your chickens are out free ranging out here like they are, literally just shake this up, and this stimulates a predator from above. And see how it kind of, in their mind, they'll think it's a predator, so they'll go back to where their home is. So that'll save your life a lot of trouble. Trust me, I've used it many a times, which goes into my next tip. Tips galore in this video, especially after the fact here. So, you know, you're a true OG if you're sticking around till now. So when you first get your chickens, don't free range them for the first little bit. When you get your coop built, keep them in the coop for the first little bit. I would say maybe 2 to 4 weeks. Associate their coop with their home, because if you start free ranging them and they don't know where their home is, and they don't know that their coop is their home, they won't know what to go back to. So before you start free ranging them, associate the coop as their home and their coop as the safe space. Otherwise, who knows where they're going to go to. So yeah, those 3 tips will make your life so much more easier in the grand scheme of raising your chickens. The winter's heading in over here, and they are just happy and healthy. Got them fed, and maybe the next video I'll give you guys a show on what's going in the winter greenhouse. Got some upgrades there, and we'll see you all next time. See you later for the second time.